What's up guys, welcome to the channel. I'm trying to make a different knife every single time, and in this episode we are going to make a knife, full tongue blade, with screwed scales. I wanted to make this knife for a really long time because I just think that screws are much cooler than classic round pins, and the knife is just less boring and the whole process is a little bit more fun. But if you think that this knife is easier to make, you're actually wrong. And you will know what you should be focused on if you want to buy one. As always, I'm starting from cutting the piece of steel and grinding it to the blade shape. Next, I do the holes and at the end the bevels. Chamfering the holes is a very important step, so if you don't have a proper tool, just use a bigger drill bit. Never leave it just like that. Everybody use Dicom or permanent markers to paint the bevels. Thing is that the waterproof markers don't stay on steel for long and the blue Dicom is a little bit too dark. I found a solution and I use the oil markers. They are great, they work fantastic and I totally recommend it. Usually I don't use jig. I don't like it much, but in case of a really easy blade shape, it is actually speed up the process a lot. As you can see, I do part of the grinding by hand, and it is because jigs works only on horizontal position. And if you want to make a plunge line at an angle, you need to make it by hand. So it is not something that works every time. Jigs are very specific. After grinding the bevels, I've noticed that the knife balance is starting to get more into the handle. And I like back balanced, but this knife is not for me. So I'm making some tank reduction to make it a little bit more in the middle. So I didn't record the whole process because it is just revealing the holes, but you will see what happened during the chamfering the holes in the scales in a minute. Not fun at all. Yeah, I didn't hold the scales enough. The drill bit cuts too deep into the wood, and at the end it pulled the whole wooden piece up. Luckily, I bought two pairs of the scales. And if you think that I did it just in case, no, it isn't. I'm just totally addicted to buying new stuff for knife making. Yeah, I confess. Now, the most important part, the bushings. You must know that you can't just thread the tongue, cause in case of 1/4 inch thick blade, you will get 1/8 of an inch for each screw. In case of M5, it is less than 3.5 twists for the screw, and it is definitely not enough. And this is the moment where the bushing coming out. They makes all connection much stronger. So the bushings are definitely something you need in the knife, like that. I keep the blade in the oil as long as the tongue is visibly hot. It is around 15 to 20 seconds, so longer than usual. I just don't want heat to move too much to the blade because I want to temper this blade in the oven, not in the air. If you didn't see in the knife making vise project, you can check it here. And I must say that I love this vise. It works phenomenal. I still didn't find a good solution to work with oily wood. The problem with those is that you need to grind it slowly to not burn it too much. They are great for the handles, but not too great to work with. Many times the glued blade makes the handle shaping much harder. In this case, you just unscrew the bolts and you have the handle and the blade separate. It is great. I'm rounding the handle a little to make the grip comfortable, and as you can see, the handle looks terribly rectangular at this point, and I cannot accept that. So we are going to narrow it and make it a little more aesthetic. The final touch is like sandblasting the visible flat part of the blade and grinding some more curvy lines at the handle. The maker's mark, and I think we are done. I started using the car charger not so long ago, but I think it's work even better than the car battery. So if you have one, you can use it to make the etching. It works really good. So the final assemble the oil to protect the handle and the blade as well. And this is the knife. Guys, if you like this video, give it a thumbs up. And if you want to support me, subscribe the channel, share this video with your friends, and we see you on the next one. Have a great day, bye bye, and remember that you can purchase my knives at darkbladeknives.com.